Good evening, my name is Svetozar. I'm back. That's Amilingo online, and it's another class of English. It's kind of late as usual, but I hope students will come and we'll have another interesting class of English. We'll discuss a very, very important topic today, how to put words in the right order, not to make mistakes and to sound English. So let's wait for students to come. And meanwhile, let's prepare some documents. For today, I prepared some of them. Okay, we don't need it. Okay, so who's that?
As usual.
As usual. What's your name, mister? I don't know you.
Yeah, I'm Vitaly.
Vitaly.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too. I'm suffering from kind of amnesia, you know, so that's really... who am I? What am I doing here? Really, I don't understand. Well, why do I speak English? I don't speak. Do I speak English? So, who am I? Could you tell me who I am? Because I forgot.
You are a great teacher.
Great teacher?
Of English and French, yes.
French? Do I speak French? Est-ce que je parle français? Oui, je parle français, tu donc. Nice. Okay, could you tell me a little bit about myself? I mean, where am I now? I can see some strange table, cats. I don't know. Well, something different. Well, I don't remember anything. Where do I live?
You live in Kyiv,
Really?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that? What's
It's the capital of Ukraine. It's great city. Yes.
And where is Ukraine? Where is Ukraine?
Ukraine. It's the center of Europe.
Okay, so I live in center of Europe, and I'm a smart
Yeah.
person. Teacher. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot everything. Okay, and who's that here? Luba and Seva. Who are these? Why have they come? Luba, hello.
Hello to everybody.
Hello. Hello.
Well, I'm suffering from...
Hello.
I don't remember anything. Who are you?
Me?
Yeah. I cannot see anything. I can see just a picture, but I cannot see...
You know, I don't know what's up with my camera. But it is on, but I cannot see me also.
Yeah, I cannot see. I can see some like a nice picture, but who are you? Why are you?
Who I am?
Yeah,
Oh.
why are you?
It's better question than for me because I must say who is Svetozar is.
Yeah, actually, thanks Tari to remind me who I was because I couldn't remember of anything. You know, I woke up and I found myself in front of a laptop. I don't understand anything. So who are you?
Hello.
Lady?
Hello.
So could you please tell me who you are and where you come from? And why are you here? Luba?
It's a great start of lesson today.
Lesson. Vitaly told me something about teaching, that I was a teacher of English and French, but is it a class of French or English tonight?
Oh. It's English.
English.
Because all of us speak English. Everybody
speaks English. Okay. What is your native language? Is it Chinese?
No, it's German.
Sorry? German. Oh.
Ich kann ganz gut Deutsch sprechen.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ringel Sie für meine Gestange.
Ja, ich spreche gut, aber ich kann sie nicht verstehen.
Ah, meine lange Stange. Ringel Sie für meine lange Stange. Wie das Leben. And so, Luba, let's meet another person. We got Eva 888.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Me.
Good. Nice
Hello.
to meet you. Hello. And where do you come from?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I come from Baku, Azerbaijan.
Nice. Okay. Nice to meet you. And what's your name, Seva? Is that the way I should call you?
Seva, yes, my name is Seva.
Good, okay, that's great. So nice to meet you. You're welcome at my class. Okay, now I guess I remembered everything. Yeah, I'm a teacher of English. Oh, and today is English class as usual. Kind of late, but still you are here. So nice to meet you. Nice to see you again, Althea and Valerie. How are you feeling today? Althea?
Hi, fine, thanks. What about you?
Great. Well, I had a little problem at the beginning of class because I forgot everything. I couldn't remember who I was and what I was doing there. But Vitaly was very kind and he helped me to remember a little bit that I was from Kiev, from Ukraine. I was teacher of English and French, and actually I'm here because I'm a teacher of English. So now everything is fine. Good. And Valery, hello to you. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, great, great.
What's new with you?
Well, nothing new actually.
I hate this answer actually. When people say nothing new, I know that people usually do. Well, I don't understand that it's difficult to change your life, you know, every day, but every day can bring something new. So what interesting have you learned today? Valery?
Not every day I learn something new.
And what about
today? Svetozar, I have got a question.
Sure.
Maybe it's not very polite or but discussion of political events is out of the question on this website. Discussion of ongoing political events is out of the question on this website, right?
Well, it's okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't have anything against it, but have I said anything about politics?
Yeah, because I'm quite curious, as I can see that most guys on this website come from the Ukraine.
From Ukraine?
And I'm almost the only person who comes from Russia, right?
Well, you guys from Russia, Alfie is from Russia.
Oh, really? Okay.
Seva is from Baku. Well, Vitaly and Mikhail and I, we come from Ukraine, but anyway, well, I
because I got the impression that most folk are from the Ukraine on this website. Yes.
Well,
so I'm just curious to get to know the attitude of the Ukrainian people towards the ongoing war in eastern Ukraine. You know.
Well, I don't know if students are for or against it, but I'd rather not talk about politics.
Okay, yeah, that's out of the question.
Well, it's just my personal opinion, but I don't know if others agree with me. Well, I don't know. It's pretty unpleasant to talk about that, because now it's really stressful here in Ukraine, and the situation doesn't get better. It kind of gets worse and worse. That's why I really try not to talk about negative stuff, especially at our classes of English, you know. So
that's not a negative aspect actually, but it's life, and we have to deal with it, and it's kind of unavoidable. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's difficult to disagree with you, but at the same time, I don't know. It is negative. If you say it is not negative, I would disagree because it is. It doesn't bring any pleasant emotion, so it is negative.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but it's my just the point is that politics, religion are usually topics that can cause some misunderstandings and sometimes quarrels, disputes. I don't really want that at my class.
I just feel sorry that Russia and the Ukraine, very close countries, actually the same nation, almost the same nation, but they have taken separate paths, you know, because we should stand together and oppose the United States because they're the world aggressor and trying to seize every country on the earth, you know, to influence. So I feel sorry that the Ukraine has taken this path towards the United States, not towards Russia. So I think that's a mistake on the side of the Ukrainian country.
Okay, well,
that's my personal point of view.
I do respect it, well, but I guess we could have a long discussion on the matter. I mean, everyone, if others would like to discuss it. Anyway, I feel just sorry that as it is. I guess that all Ukrainians are peaceful people. They don't like any war and aggression. Just they try to protect their territory. And when things are the way they are now, so just they are obliged to protect the territory, the independence. So that's just a normal reaction of whatever independent country and state to protect their territory and their inhabitants. Well, all the other political issues, I guess, is really a long and complicated discussion. Maybe we'll have another time, so let's try to speak about something positive, if you are not against. Well, it's just my opinion, but maybe someone would like to say something. I don't know. Guys, what do you think? I'm just a teacher.
We can make a lesson in maybe
dedicated to this issue.
3 a.m.
Okay, for adults.
Politics.
Yeah, like discussion for adults. Okay, political stuff. Well, anyway.
I just want to add something that people from Russia, if they really want to know the truth, what happened in Ukraine, so they have to not just watching Russian TV. If you really want to know truth, try to know others, our side, your side, and maybe side from Europe, and then you can imagine something more truth for what happened in Ukraine. So I told you that
have a clear image of what really happened.
Image, yes.
I just, most of all, I feel sorry for the Ukrainian refugees. They're victims of this conflict, right? And even in Buryatia, there are 200 refugees from eastern Ukraine who come there to settle, to start their new life, and I know from my relatives that they came to Buryatia, a huge distance from the eastern Ukraine to Buryatia to start a new life, and they were made to leave their own country, and I feel sorry for them. And Russia is welcoming and accepting these refugees. Russia is providing them with new job, new homes. So I think it's not about Russia shouldn't be criticized for this help, right? So we are trying to help.
The point is, Valeri, that those people, for sure, there are people who would like to join Russia and so on, but there are the majority of people, Ukrainians, who would like to live in Ukraine and be Ukraine, like to live in limits of Ukrainian state. So those who don't like Ukraine, who don't like be called Ukrainians, who don't like to live in Ukraine, they are free to leave the state and go there where they wish to. Well, when, for example, French people don't want to live in France, well, they can just leave for the United States, for Canada, and live there and settle down there. Why should Ukrainians, those who don't want to be a part of Ukraine, start supporting those who don't want to be within Ukraine and cause some conflict? It's kind of, I cannot understand that. So for sure, there are victims, as you have said, of this conflict, this military conflict, but who started it? Well, it's a big question, actually. I don't know all their details because it's impossible to know everything nowadays. Internet provides us with a lot of information, and it's sometimes really difficult to see the truth. But what I agree with Vitaly, that Russian people should really watch and try to find sources of different information, because it is true. You cannot deny Valery that Russian channels just provide people with a lot of lies. That's just evident. Sometimes it's really ridiculous how they change news just to make the image of Ukraine terrible and aggressor and so on and so forth. Even discussed.
Like an Israel about Gaza.
Sorry?
Like an Israel about Gaza. Like does Israel about Gaza. They telling a lie in the news or something. It's something the same. Ukraine and Israel with the Gaza.
Okay. Well, okay, guys. So, discussion about politics. So let's leave it for another time. Then we have
What about good news?
I'm sorry.
What about the good news today?
What about good pieces of news? So, who got the good pieces of news?
I see your and I know.
You have prepared
some good news. Maybe.
You have prepared a good piece of news. Great. So you're welcome. Share with us. Yeah. Well, you reminded us about some good pieces of news, so you're welcome to share it with us. But you're not ready.
Right now, I see my RSS stream. It's
okay. Now it's not good.
Okay,
come on. I want a nice piece of news like I had like from Vitaly, senior, junior, and someone else prepared a good piece of news. So, Luba, can you tell us something positive, inspiring, nice, bright, shiny, sunny? I don't know.
I think it's a good news that you have remembered everything.
Yeah, that's
about news also.
Yeah, at the beginning I was pretending not to remember. Okay, yeah. The first piece of news, good piece of news that I came back into my mind, my body. That's it. And now, anything else?
What else? So I started reading English book.
Cool. That's a perfect piece of news.
To improve my English, yes.
What is it about?
It's Arthur Conan Doyle, Adventure of Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, nice.
I have chosen this book because I have read a lot of them in Russian, and I like it. I like them, these books. So now I try to read it in English.
So is it an original version or a kind of adopted one?
I think adopted. Or maybe original. I don't know. It's just e-book.
E-book, it's electronic book. Okay. Oh, okay. And what is it about? I mean, how many pages have you read?
Oh, a lot of pages. 2 pages.
2 pages. Right.
But really, it's not so easy.
More than one. Good start. Well,
good start.
Well, my congratulations, 2 pages. Cool. No, it really, seriously. Well,
for today, for just one day.
I'm sorry?
It's just for one day.
Yeah,
for me, it's great. For me, it's
great. For sure, it's a progress. Well, it's much better than not reading at all. But that's 2 pages a day than 3 pages a week. You know. So, pages a day, that's good, that's good. Okay, so I wish you good luck with reading.
You can finish this book after 10 years.
No, I don't think so. Luba will go on, she will get involved in reading, she will like it, and she will just notice, like, she will start reading 10 pages a day, and she'll improve. Right, Luba?
I will try.
Yeah, you will.
I will not promise it to you, but I
no promises, but still, I'm sure you will. Okay. Anyway, I would advise you not to consult the dictionary when reading. I mean, not all the time, because I remember when I was at the university, my teacher of French told us not to consult dictionary when reading books, because it will make you bored very soon, and you will feel very tired. So just enjoy your reading and try to look in the context and try to understand the meaning of that word or word combination in the context. If you come across the same word like several times and it will be kind of a key word, okay, you can consult the dictionary just to know what it is about in that part of the book, but in general, try not to consult dictionary very often. Sometimes, okay, but not too often, okay? Anyway, good luck with the reading. Thank you for this piece of news. Reading is good. So, who else has started reading a book in English, French, maybe?
I want it, and I want again every time.
So, just the last thing.
I read some topics. I mean, I read some books, but it's just 10, 20 pages, not big.
So you start,
simple.
You mean that
simple. Yeah,
novel stories.
Yes, stories, just stories. Yes, it's simple. It's why it was my start, but now I want start it more harder book read, but
Something harder, something more difficult, something more complicated.
difficult. Yes, and but I can't. Yeah, no, do it now. I can't.
Why not?
I can't start. I can't start to do my first step.
You should, yeah. The first step is always the most difficult, but you should, if you really wish. Well, when you are ready, you will do it, not even thinking about it, even whether to start or not. Okay, good. Thanks for the piece of news, Luba. That was inspiring. Maybe someone will follow your example. Not to get to know that smart Luba has started reading, or not to be at the end of the line. And today our class is dedicated to a very important topic I told you about before. It was about word orders. It is about word orders in the English sentence. So at once I'll send you 3 links. We will need 3 documents. Just a second, please. Okay, English. Where is my folder? Okay, here it is. The English word order, okay. Links. Here they are. The first, the second, and the third. So, to start with, we will read a little bit of theory, just a little bit. We will not read everything that is given in the first Word document. You will do that at home. But you will do that for sure. Try to read it carefully when you're not tired, not sleepy. It's very important. We'll just read the beginning. So get the first file downloaded, please. So word order in English sentences. So English word order is strict and rather inflexible. It's something I told you about at our previous class, because sometimes when making up your sentences, you do some mistakes. You try to change the word order, and that doesn't sound very English. So, here, have you got the file?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I have it.
You haven't? Who haven't? Who hasn't?
No, I have.
You have?
I have, yes.
Okay, Seva, you have got. Okay, great. So English word order in strict and rather strict and rather inflexible. As there are few endings in English that show person, number, case, and tense, English relies on word order to show relationship between words in a sentence. So there is a difference between Russian and English, or Ukrainian and English. So a sentence is a group of words containing a subject and a predicate and expressing a complete thought. So usually there is subject, like who or what, and a predicate, actually the action. Usually that is reflected by a verb. So word order arranges separate words into sentences in a certain way and indicates where to find the subject, the predicate, and the other parts of the sentence. Word order and context help to identify the meanings of individual words. So here we've got a kind of formula. The main pattern of basic word order in English declarative sentences is as follows. Subject, then predicate, then object, and this kind of pattern is usually called SVO, subject, verb, object. And we've got an example. Seba, will you read out the example, please? Tom
writes stories.
Tom writes stories. Very simple sentence, as you can see. And it means that if these 3 parts of the sentence are present in a statement, the subject is placed before Tom, before the predicate. The predicate follows the subject, writes, and the object is placed. And the object is placed after the predicate, stories. So subject Tom, verb or predicate writes, and object stories. You cannot say stories Tom writes. It's not correct. But sometimes, because of some stress, maybe you're nervous, or because you don't know what to say, you are just like in doubts and so on, you tend to change this order and you start from the object instead of starting from the subject. So don't say stories Tom writes in the evening, for example. No, Tom writes stories in the evening. Okay, that's clear. Good. English sentences are divided into statements like affirmative sentence, questions, commands, and exclamatory sentences. Word order in different types of sentences has certain peculiarities, but I would like to ask you to read about these peculiarities on your own at home when you are not tired, when you are relaxed, when you have some time, and when you are ready to read carefully, because this is important. So I'd ask you to read all the rest at home. So now that will be enough for us to remember this main pattern: subject, predicate, object. Okay? Okay, good.
Okay.
So there's the first part. So all the rest for you at home. Now open please the second Word, actually PDF file that I sent to you, and we will do some exercise. Not difficult, however, I would say that it's useful just to fix this in your mind about the order. So worksheet word order in affirmative sentences. The task is as follows: put the words into the correct columns and form affirmative sentences. So here they give us some explanations how to work with the table. First, underline all verbs in the following lines. In the first sentence, we've got read books, I at home. So the verb in the first sentence is read. Then, write these words in the column verbs. Next step, look for the subject of the sentence. Here in the first sentence is I, and write it in the column subject. The table will be on the second page. And the last step, write the remaining words, phrases in the correct columns. For example, object, books, and home, there is a place. So, please, I would ask you to open the second page just to see the table. We've got here subject, adverb, verb, object, place, and time. So that's it. I read books at home. If there was like one of the adverbs, I often read books at home, and if we add some time, I often read books at home at midnight before going to sleep, for example. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
So now let's try to put the words in the right order. Number 2. Althea, will you start, please? I know that you play the guitar, so this sentence is for you.
She plays the guitar every evening.
She plays the guitar every evening. Okay. Do you play the guitar every evening, Althea?
No.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
And how often do you play the guitar?
1 a week, maybe.
Once a week. When
Yeah,
do you
once a week.
usually play the guitar?
Sorry?
When do you usually play the guitar? I mean, in the morning, in the afternoon, during the week. Sorry?
In the evening.
In the evening, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Do you usually play for yourself or to entertain your friends, your neighbors?
Usually for myself or for my friends.
Good. And do you write your own songs?
No.
Why not?
Maybe I haven't.
I haven't got or I don't have, don't you?
I haven't got such kind of talent.
You just don't know all the potential. I guess people who can play musical instruments can play and write their own songs and some music as well. Just try. Give it a try and you'll succeed, I'm sure. Okay, good. Let's continue. Luba, number 3.
We often walk in the forest.
We often work in the forest, so here you've got... tell me, where is the subject?
We.
Predicate.
Predicate is walk.
Okay, and the place?
In the forest.
And what is often?
It's adverb.
Adverb, okay, good, thanks. Tell me please, Luba, do you often walk in the forest?
No, not so often because...
Because of what?
Because we have a lot of mountains.
Okay, do you often climb the mountains?
No, not so often, but I try to do it. In summer, yes, very often. Only in summer, because in winter it's impossible to do it.
Well, if a person has never climbed mountains, well, what would you advise for a person to do? I mean, how to start? Because it's not that easy.
It's not so, and it's not so difficult. Maybe it's a little bit dangerous, and I would advise to come over a fear.
In which way? How is it possible to overcome that fear?
Just not to look down.
Not to look down.
Look up. Only look up.
Okay, you should look up all the time. You see,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's a good piece of advice. And if you go, climbing mountain, should you eat? Should you have a heavy breakfast in the morning? I mean,
Yes.
will you be hungry? What is better?
No, it's impossible to climb to being hungry,
Be hungry.
because we need a lot of
Energy.
energy, yes, and you will feel like shaking in your hands and legs if you are hungry.
Okay, I see. Thanks. Let's go on. Seva, next sentence, please. Number 4.
Number 4. Emily is at home.
Emily is at home.
Emily's subject is
Predicate.
verb.
Predicate or verb.
Predicate, yes. And at home is object. Place.
Actually, it's circumstances of place. Yeah, at home. In our table there is place. Good. Tell me please, Seva, have you got a cat or a dog?
No, I have 2 children.
Okay, that's much better.
It's more than cat or dog.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And are your children at home?
Yes, now they are asleep.
They are sleeping.
They're
Okay,
sleeping, yes.
I see. And how old are your
At
children?
least. They are.
Finally, I mean.
They are.
At last.
My son is almost 2, and my
Sorry?
daughter is 3 and half.
Your son
Son.
is 1 and your daughter is 3 and half.
Almost 2, yes, and the daughter is 3 and half.
2 and 3 and a half. I see. Okay, and what are their names?
Aisha and Said.
And?
Said.
Said. Okay, nice names. Good. Who chose the names for your children? Was it you?
My husband.
Your husband did. Okay. Yeah. I see. Is your husband home, sleeping as well?
No, he's not at home at now. For the time, because he go away for the job, for his job.
He's working now. I see.
Yes.
That's good. So husband should provide family with.
Go far away. Go.
It's really far away. Oh.
On the country.
In another country.
No, another country. Just country.
Ah, in country. You mean in country? Okay. Yeah. I see in countryside. Okay, good. Thank you. Well, let's go on. Valeri, next sentence, please.
They are sitting on the bench. They is the subject. Okay. Are sitting is the predicate. On the bench is the place.
Oh, actually, everything is done before you. It's easy. That's too much. It will be for you. So they are sitting on the bench. Tell me this, Valeri. Well, do you live in a flat, in a house? Where you live?
I live in a flat.
In a flat, okay. Is there a bench next to your block of flats?
Yes, of course. In every yard in Moscow there are benches and children playgrounds.
Okay, so is this territory clean enough for children to play there?
I guess it's pretty clean, because there are a lot of, how to say, people who are responsible for cleaning the yards. I mean, guys from Kyrgyzstan or Tajikistan, they are good cleaners. Yeah, they are cleaners. Okay. So it's pretty clean. Yeah, due to their job.
Okay, so they are responsible workers, aren't they?
Possible.
Okay, and talking about that bench you've got in the yard, what about evenings? Is it usually quiet there, or there are some teenagers playing the guitar, making some noise?
You see that I live in the very center of Moscow, 1 kilometer away from the Red Square.
Okay.
And the neighborhood is quite quiet.
Quite quiet.
Yeah, quite quiet, because there are a lot of office buildings and not so many people who live in the area. And not most, but a substantial part of the population are senior people. So there are not so many young people. And nowadays young people tend to stay at home and work on or entertain themselves on iPads, on laptops, rather than to go outside, sit on the bench and play the guitar. So it's I think that was typical for young people back in the 70s, last century, I guess. Not for nowadays.
And when we were younger, did you play the guitar? I mean, did you go out with your friends in the evenings on the bench, drinking something, joking, having fun with your friends on the bench?
Not for me, because I was a nerd, you know.
You were, sorry?
I was a nerd. Nerd.
Nerd? What do you mean? I guess I'm afraid I don't know the word. Nerd?
Nerd, and I can spell it for you.
Okay.
It's N-E-R-D. Nerd.
Nerd.
It means a person who takes plenty of time for studying.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was not. I didn't hang out too much with my friends, and I preferred to stay at home and to do some homework or read a book. So, of course, I did have one friend, and we usually went to libraries together. Yeah. I was a real nerd, yeah.
Okay, but we can see the result. You are a very smart and, I guess, intelligent man. So that's good that you spend a lot of time reading and studying. Good. Thanks a lot, Valeri. Let's go on. Let's further. Althea, your turn, please.
Just a moment.
6.
Jack and Tim meet after school.
Jack and Tim meet after school. Okay, well, here we got. Where were the subjects?
Jack and Tim is a subject. Meet is a verb. After school, it's a object.
Not really object. It's place. After no. Sorry. After school, that'll better time. When after school. So it's not object. Object is different. Like if it was Jack and Tim ate apples after school, so will be apples object. But here we got after school, so there is better time. Okay. So Althea, you have a brother, as far as I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he work? Has he got a job?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Does he work for your uncle's hotel?
Yes, he's a manager there.
Okay. See, do you often meet your brother?
Not very often, but usually once in 3 days and so on.
Okay. Do you meet him after work, or usually at the weekends?
Once more.
Do you usually meet him after work, or you meet him at the weekends?
No, usually after work. After work.
Okay, and where do you usually meet? At home, at your place, at his place? Maybe you go out to grab some coffee, tea. Where do you usually meet?
That it depends. It may be in at home, maybe at our place where I work, maybe in somewhere else.
Somewhere else. Okay, these are different places. Okay, thanks. Let's go on. Vitali, your turn.
The boys are running to the museum.
The boys are running to the museum. Okay, and
so subject is the boys. Verb reading, running, and
predicate.
Place to the museum.
To the museum. Okay, the boys are running to the museum. Do you like going to the museum?
You know, if I'm in my country, in my city, I don't like because it's not interesting for me. I don't know why, but my history of my city is not, for me, it's not interesting. I like a museum, but in another, when I visited some country or city, I like to go to the museum.
Okay. And so have you been abroad? Have you been at the museum somewhere abroad in another country?
Yeah, I was in the museum. I was in Poland. and I there visited some museum. It was museum of guns. It was very interesting.
I see. Some armory. Good. Okay. Let's go on. Let's go further. Thanks, you, Tari. Next sentence, Luba, for you.
He can swim. He is
It's very easy. Okay. Yeah. So
subject and can swim. It's predicate.
that's right. Can swim predicate. That is compound predicate. So can swim. Good. So can you swim, Luba?
No, I cannot.
Really? Oh.
Really, it's
Well,
hard
like-
to believe, but I cannot swim.
Well, it's there was an expression. It is going to be hard to believe, but I cannot swim. That expression from one of our podcasts.
No, it's this. I know this is going to hard.
I know it is. Well, I know it is going hard. It is going to sound hard to believe. Yeah.
Say hard to believe,
No,
but
not say. It was. I know it is going to. It is going
sound. Yes,
to
sound.
sound hard to believe, but so Luba, say the same.
It's
Just
going hard. It's going.
I know it is going
I know it is going
to sound.
hard to believe.
I
Sound hard to believe,
but
but I cannot swim.
I cannot swim. Why not? Why didn't you?
Because I'm a little bit afraid of water. When I was a child, I have an accident while swimming, and now, but I try to overcome this fear now.
Yes, that's right.
I can a little bit to swim, not so good.
A little. I can swim a little bit.
A little bit, yes.
Okay.
Just we're not so deep.
I see. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing to do. As you said, if a person has never climbed any mountains, so you give advice to try to overcome the fear and up. Same here. So if you're afraid of water, try to overcome this fear, and you will succeed. Water is nice. Well, it's sometimes dangerous. However, swim, especially in summer, it's really pleasant thing to do. Okay, thank you. Let's go on. Siva, please, your turn.
One more. Victoria usually sings songs in the bathroom.
Okay, Victoria usually.
Victoria usually sings songs in the bathroom.
Okay, subject.
Victoria is subject. Sings is a predicate.
Predicate.
Songs is object. In the bathroom it's place.
And what about usually? What is usually?
Usually it's I think it's object.
No, usually it's adverb. Usually.
Adverb.
Adverb. That's right. Okay. So Victoria usually sings songs in the bathroom. Do you usually sing songs in the bathroom, Siva?
No, I'm singing the songs to my child when they're going to sleep.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear very well. Can you repeat again?
I sing songs only when my children's going to sleep, not in the bathroom.
I see. Okay.
I haven't any energy after the sleeping.
I don't have any energy.
I don't have any energy to sing the songs in the bathroom.
I see. Okay. So but still you sing some lullabies for your kids, for your children.
Yeah, I sing variety of music, from French to I don't know, English or something, Italian.
You sing some songs
and
in
Turkish too, yes, and Turkish.
Do you sing in several languages?
Yes. Just I remember it by with my, I don't know how it's called. With my sound.
Childhood. Okay, good. So does it help your children to fall asleep?
Of course.
Okay, that's nice. Good. And what about your husband? Does he ever sing songs for your children when he's not at work, when he's home?
Yeah, he likes to sing very much. If I give him a chance, He will sing all the day.
Okay, that's very nice. It's very good. And I would say it's a rare thing when a father would sing a song for his kids. That's good. Thank you very much. Seva, let's go on. Next sentence. Mikhail, your turn. Number 10.
Number 10.
Pat speaks English. Okay, where is the subject?
Pet.
Pat, okay. Predicate.
Verb speaks.
Speaks, and English, that is
Object.
object. Okay, so do you speak English? The question. Well,
Hard question.
okay. Well, okay, just a joke. Well, anyway, have you got the best friend, Mikhail? Have you got the best friends? Do you have friends? I guess you do.
Yes, I have got maybe 2 best friends.
Okay, 2 best friends. Okay, and do your best friends speak any English?
I think it's he speaks English on the middle level.
Sorry? Their English is...
They speak English on the middle level.
Okay, but do you ever to speak English with your best friends?
Only if we talk with a native speaker.
Only if you talk with native speakers. Okay, so you talk together. Is it difficult for you to understand when native speakers speak their native language?
Not so hard, maybe. I think it's normal. Maybe it's if you don't some words, you can hear it, and you can hear it in the context. You understand it.
What is the most difficult for you when talking to a native speaker?
Maybe that maybe it's that how to say it? I don't know.
I don't know. What do you want to say? The accent, the pronunciation?
Они говорят. Вот такая фраза на русском.
Sorry?
They speak. They speak.
If they speak.
They speak?
Too fast, yes.
Ah, okay, they speak too fast. Sometimes it's the speed that prevents you from understanding what you're... And when you don't understand something talking to a native speaker, do you usually ask, I'm sorry, can you repeat please? Or you just let it go and you try to not to pay attention to it?
No, I try to stop it if I don't understand.
It! What do you mean it?
They. I mean, stop it. It's like stop the situation.
Okay, to stop it, like well, the situation, the speaking.
What's going on? Stop it.
No, okay, it was just a joke. Good. Thanks, Khalil. Okay, next sentence. Well, whose turn is it? Variri, will you be so kind to read the next one? Number 11.
I always clean my teeth in the morning.
Okay, where is the subject?
I is the subject.
Good.
Always is the adverb.
Okay.
Clean is the predicate.
Good.
My teeth is the object.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, it's time.
Okay, so I guess, well, do you always clean your teeth in the morning?
Absolutely.
Okay, what about the evening?
Yeah, the same. I always, yeah, I try to clean my teeth 3 times a day. As doctors recommend to clean your teeth 3 times a day, and I have got a toothbrush and toothpaste at work.
Oh,
so
really?
To clean my teeth after lunch.
I see, okay. Have you got children, Variri?
Yeah, I have a son.
Okay, well, how old is he?
He will turn 2 years old in September.
Okay, that's great. And so 2 years, I guess, does he clean his teeth yet? Or
he imitates. He's got his own little tiny toothbrush, yes, and he watches me and my wife clean our teeth, and he imitates.
Okay,
and
that's
we give him a drop of toothpaste.
Okay.
And he's learning how to clean, and it gives him pleasure. So,
Okay, I guess he enjoys it every time when you let him do that together with you, right?
yeah, right.
Good, thanks a lot. So that's really fun. Have you ever taken pictures of your son imitating cleaning teeth?
Not yet. I haven't ever thought of it.
Okay, good. It occurred to me since I'm in the habit of taking photos recently. I mean these days, and it's kind of a hobby. So I just have imagined it. I have pictured it out, and three like father, mother, and a little kid who try to clean his teeth. Okay, good. Thanks. Let's go on. Sentence number 12. As Tony said, Luba, your turn.
We are answering the questions now.
We are answering the questions now. Okay, so first question. What tense is it? Is it present, perfect continuous? Is it past?
It's a present continuous.
Present continuous. Okay. Where is the subject?
We is the subject. Our answering is predicate. The questions is object, and now it's time.
Okay, good. Luba, tell me please, do you like asking questions?
Yes, I like, because of curiosity, maybe.
Okay, good. So if you meet a person for the first time, you don't know the person very well, would you ask many questions?
No, I wouldn't ask many questions.
Why not?
I will show how is often is the person outgoing or not. Maybe he or she doesn't want to speak at all. I just will ask some questions.
Some questions as to see if the person wishes to talk to you and if the person is open enough. Okay. Are you a reserved person or open? Extrovert or?
I suppose I'm open-minded, outgoing. How is it?
Sociable,
extroverted. Yes.
Person.
I try to be.
Okay. And if you meet a reserved person and you have to spend some time together, for example, in a train, you travel on train, and there is a person who is next to you, and this person doesn't seem like talking to you, but it's kind of, you are bored a little bit. You need to kill the time. What will you do? Will you try to make the person speak?
Maybe I will try, but if I see that the person is not so, he doesn't want to speak, I will not touch.
You'll not touch him. Come on, speak. Speak to me. Okay. Good. I see. Thank you. Let's go on. Next sentence, Mikhail, for you. Number 13.
13. It's running.
Running. It is running. What is running? It is raining.
Rain.
Yeah, it is raining. I guess. Okay, good. So it is raining. Where is the subject?
Subject.
It. And the predicate?
Is and object. No.
Is raining is altogether is a compound predicate. Is raining. Just is the auxiliary verb to make up a sentence in present continuous, and raining the verb itself. So is it raining behind your window?
I'm sorry. What is the is?
Is it's a predicate. Is raining is predicate. Is raining compound predicate. Just is an auxiliary verb to make up a sentence in present continuous. I am.
And what is the raining?
Raining is a verb. Is raining. It's all together. There is a verb. Is raining. Okay, compound like together. Not separated.
Okay.
Good. So is it raining there behind your window?
Also, we have a raining near the house.
I'm sorry.
I see the rain on the street half hour ago.
3 hours and a half. It rained 3 hours and a half ago.
Not 3, it's like half hour.
Okay, half an hour ago. 30 minutes ago, it rained. It was raining.
Yes.
But now it has stopped. Okay, do you like rain, Mikhail?
Yes, I like it. But I don't like if you need to go
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
and the streets are too dirty. And it's if it's raining in this moment, it's too dirty.
Okay, so you like rain, but when it rains, you prefer to stay at home, as far as I got.
Yes, I like to see it sitting in home.
To see, to watch it. Okay, I see. And if you are, for example, imagine a situation, you have arranged a meeting with a, very important meeting for you. You're wearing a suit, like a tie, t-shirt, and you go out, or the weather is just fine, brilliant, the sun is shining brightly, and all of a sudden it starts raining, and you haven't got an umbrella with you. You get soaked to the bone, and you come at the meeting, and what will you do? What will you explain? I mean, what will you feel at the meeting? You soaked to the bone. What's way out of the situation will you find, maybe?
I think the people with which I meeting.
People whom I'll meet.
How to say it?
People whom I will meet. Well, depends on what you want to say.
I will meet. They are understanding everything.
They will understand me.
Yes.
Okay, but still, well, to be all wet, like, the expression to be soaked to the bone means like completely wet. Have you ever been soaked to the bone?
I don't have such. I didn't have such situation.
Because I haven't been in such a situation.
Yes, I haven't been in such situation.
Never at all.
If I have in such situation, I try to use a taxi.
Taxi. Okay, I see. Okay, do you like umbrellas? Have you got an umbrella?
Yes, I have 2 or 3 umbrellas.
2 or 3 umbrellas. What for?
It's for work. One of them.
And another one is for home.
Reserve.
It's everything in different place. I have umbrella.
Okay, I see. Thanks. Okay, let's go on. Next sentence, Althea, for you.
The teacher collects the homework every morning.
Yeah, as easy as the sentence that he read out. It was number 5, I guess. So the teacher collects the homework every morning. Where is the subject?
The teacher is a subject. Collect is a verb. The homework is a object, and every morning. Every morning is the place.
Okay. Okay, good. So, Althea, what do you think about the profession of a teacher? Is it difficult? What do you think? Is it boring? Is it inspiring? Is it, what do you think about the profession of a teacher?
It's a very seriously types of the job. Because if you're a bad teacher, you have a lot of mistakes, and from the youngest age of the people, I mean the children, you make them the bad way. You change their direction to the bad way, and I think you must be a very good teacher if you are going to be a teacher.
If you decide to be a teacher, you should be a good teacher because, because you can teach children.
I think a doctor and a teacher are the main jobs.
The main job, the most important professions.
Yeah.
I remember that scene from that Soviet movie, New Year movie. There was something discussed like teachers and medicines are the most important professions in the world. Okay, Vareli, do you agree with Althea that teachers and doctors are two most important professions we have?
Well, it's hard to. Well, actually, there are a lot of very important professions, but I think that doctors are the most important profession trade in the world.
Mm-hmm. For example, I ask one more question. One more thing.
Sure.
The first steps of children begins from the teacher. So, and then he become a doctor.
He becomes a doctor, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he.
That's why I think so.
If he doesn't study well at school and at university, so he won't be able to become a good doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, Vareli, go on.
So I guess that being a doctor is the most responsible trade or profession. For example, take a position of a surgeon. I think that this is the most responsible doctor's specialization. A surgeon can't make a mistake, really, because teaching is a very subjective matter. You know, it's very hard to estimate if a teacher is excellent. It's very subjective, you know, and it often depends on personal attitude from the kids and their parents. It's completely different with surgeons, for example. A surgeon can't make a mistake. Yes, like a person who, deals with mines, a military person, right, who removes mines from a field, for example.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So in this matter, for me, the job of a doctor stands higher than teacher.
But do you agree with Althea that to become a good doctor, surgeon, whatever, first the person should learn properly at school or at the university, and to do that well, a person should have a good teacher?
Of course, but not at 100%, because not. Okay, a guy can have a lot of nice, excellent teachers, but if he is dumb, if he he has got a bad character and lazy, it's I guess that 70% comes from your genes, you know, from your ancestors, from your parents, and 30% is laid in people from upbringing, you know, education, but 70% come from inside of you.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Okay, you're welcome.
Who teaches a doctor to be a doctor?
Who, me?
No, yeah, well, I guess a question for you, Vareli. So, Alfie, a question is for Vareli, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who teaches doctors to become doctors?
Yeah.
Of course, teachers.
That's why.
Yeah, and actually they are doctors at the same time.
Okay, yeah, they should know. They should be doctors at the same time. However, they are teachers.
But okay, medical students, of course, they attend their medical universities. But the main focus is not on teaching techniques, but on giving a medical knowledge to students. So I mean that medical students don't demand some teaching or some upbringing from teachers. But teachers, first of all, should be highly qualified doctors in order to pass their knowledge to students.
That's right, but still they should pass their knowledge and also show in practice how to do that or that.
Yeah, yes, in practice. So I mean that first of all, they should be specialists, doctors, not teachers. Okay, I don't mind, of course, they can have pedagogical talent, but first of all, they should be excellent doctors in order to teach students.
But you know, to inspire a student, you know, to become a very good, highly qualified doctor, that teacher or doctor, as you say, should have this talent to of a good teacher, you know, to attract a student, to get him interested and involved in a affair that he's involved in, you know?
I partially agree, because I believe that, first of all, a motivation should come from a person, from a student. It's not a teacher's job, at least at medical university, to get students interested in their profession, because students are old enough. They have already chosen this path, and they should be self-motivated.
Okay, thank you, Valery. Well, Luba, what do you think? Do you agree with Valery, or maybe do you agree more with Althea? Well, actually, Valery doesn't disagree with Althea, he partially agrees. However, what is your opinion on the matter?
I support the both opinions, and I have something to add.
Okay.
Maybe parents play the most important role in children's how is it, attitude or
choice, maybe professional choice.
Yes. First of all, parents can
help their children to choose the profession.
Not only the profession, they can improve learning skills of children. They like to make children to study, to work, you know.
Okay, to get them interested in studies in general.
Yes, because parents grow up children.
So they upbring children. Their children.
Bring up children. Yes.
Bring up their children. Okay. Okay, but well, according to Valeria's opinion, that 70% of this interest should come from inside. Like a person should be interested as far as they got from the very beginning, like to be interested at once. Is that so, Valeria? Maybe I have misunderstood a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but are all the pupils, especially not adult people, like, you know, teenagers or those who haven't made their choice yet, do they all have this inside interest? Sometimes it's really difficult. I think that nowadays there are not so many young people who have this 70% interest in profession they have chosen, even if they have entered the university. They sometimes enter the university, but they don't really like it, or they didn't know if they like, and they can leave the university and choose another one. You know, it is very often different in different situations. I mean, among young people. What do you think, Vitali?
Yes, I agree with you. But in the one hand, I agree with Valery. But in the other hand, I have my opinion in this, because I mean, what about teacher? I think teachers after when he goes to some hospital, yes, his teacher become a doctor, and this is practical what student needs at that time.
Practicing.
And yes, and after this, when this teacher, I mean doctor, don't do it, doesn't do it for him. So it was very difficult to do it, because the practical, it's different from the books.
The practice is different from theory. Okay.
Theory, yes.
Well, the idea of yours is that a medical student should practice more.
Yes, and of course doctors have to teach more for practice it.
One more question, Svetozar, Vitaly, and Valery. May I?
And all the others as well. Okay.
Yes. The first of all, when you are going to your children to
when you go, sorry for that. When you go.
When you go to school, so your parents choose the best school.
Best.
So why? Because search high qualified teachers. So.
Okay.
So, because after that, their children become a good, qualified specialists from any directions.
In any fields, okay, yeah.
Yes. It doesn't matter what is it, a doctor, is it someone else. I mean that. If you have bad teachers, you cannot be a good specialist.
It depends, you know. Well, I think that it depends. You said that parents always try to find the best school, maybe, but it's not always possible. And sometimes there are not very good teachers at school, either because they are not high motivated because of salary, they don't earn much, so they're not very interested in teaching well. Or they are just lazy, or they just don't like their job, well, for other reasons. And because of that, pupils often aren't very interested in that or that discipline. When I was at school, I loved English, but we didn't have very good teachers, unfortunately. And I had to read at home, something to learn at home. And I guess it's not only my case, many children, many pupils do that. If they're really interested in the subject, they can learn a little bit at home, try to find some sources of information that will help them to develop their capacities and knowledge. So, but I do agree with you, Althea, that teachers are, to be a teacher, well, I mean, the profession of teacher is really important. And if you are lucky enough to have a good teacher in different spheres, in different disciplines, so you are lucky. It's really good, and it will help you to.
I think our countries, I mean, Russia, Ukraine, and other countries, can't have good teachers because it's not good for salary. And if we don't fix it problem, so it's every time this problem.
Well,
every time. Yes.
Yeah, well, it depends, I would say, but okay. Let's ask Sieva's opinion on the matter. Sieva, what do you think on the matter about the importance of the profession of doctor and teacher? Which one, in your opinion, is more important? Or maybe they are both important, equal?
No, I think the teacher. I think the teacher is of course important, but from parents depends. All of the studies, all the how I can say, all the brain construction of the child, of the man, of the human, it depends from the parents.
Depends on parents.
Yes, depends on parents, because the parents give him first steps, first learning, first study. And how you make your base, the human goes like that. For example, I give to my children basis learning from 1 or 2 years old, and now my girl can speak and understand in English in 3 years, because I try to learn, I try to teach her. And if in the future the teacher will make some mistakes or something, couldn't give my daughter something or my children something, I can fix it by myself, because I'm parent and I'm carry on about it.
I take care of my children. Okay, so as far as it got, the main difference is that parents should be, I don't know, people who would teach their children everything in the most possible, and if teachers don't give them enough, parents should solve the problem and be their children's teachers as well. Okay, let's go on. Thank you very much for your opinion. Let's finish this.
Svetozar, may.
Okay, come on.
Answer, please, Svetozar. Who is a bad doctor?
I'm sorry?
Who is a bad doctor?
Who is the best doctor?
A bad doctor.
Who is a bad doctor?
Yeah.
Well, a bad doctor is the doctor, who doesn't know his work, who doesn't treat the patients well. who makes some mistakes. Well,
all starts from the bottom, so?
I'm sorry?
All starts from the bottom, so?
Yeah, okay, from the bottom.
So, yeah, from the first stage.
I do agree with you, but I really don't get what you want to say.
So, if you study at school bad, then if you are going to be a doctor, you'll be a bad doctor, so?
Alfia, may I disagree with you? There are a lot of nice, well-qualified doctors who didn't do quite well at school. If a person who studied geography, I don't know, English or some other disciplines not relating directly to medicine, it doesn't mean that he will become a bad doctor, because being a doctor is a narrower field than learning a lot of different subjects at school. So I mean that
specific.
Yeah, for example, my cousin who studied at school not very well, then he entered a medical university, and there he was very motivated because he studied what he needed to do his job properly in the future, right? And then he became an excellent specialist. Yes, because at school he had to study those disciplines which he realized he wouldn't need in future. So.
Okay. Well, I
want to add something. I agree with you, Valery, but I agree with Alfia. She meant that you told about people who learn another subject, but in this subject he was okay. He tried to did it. But Alfia meant that this person didn't learn anything, so it's a problem if people was bad student at the school. So it's I don't think that in the future he will be a perfect doctor or something.
Okay, the problem is that sometimes people enter the university and they are not good students. They are not only bad. They don't only study well at school, but after entering the university, they don't even study properly, the specific discipline. A person who wants to become a doctor, but actually he doesn't want, or he's not sure if he really wants. And after that, it results in his being bad doctor. He starts working as a doctor, but after that, he's not. Okay, you're welcome.
I've got an acquaintance who's a dentist, and I know that he did quite badly at university. So I mean that theory and practice don't go together all the time. So sometimes these are different things, okay? And in practice, he's a very talented surgeon. He feels his job, and he knows how to treat a patient properly, how not to hurt him. Okay, and there are other specialists. For example, a girl who I know, she graduated from medical university with red diploma, but I wouldn't go to her because she hurts every patient. She can't do this job properly. She's not. It's about her hands, She's not talented for practical work, but she knows everything in relation to dentistry, but she's not a good specialist due to her inability to work with her hands.
One more question.
Just a second. Let's sorry for interrupting, but let's others say something. Luba, what would you like to say?
Yes, I would like to support Siva's opinion that maybe being a good parents is the most important profession. And Valerie is also right about the diploma, right?
Practice.
Diploma. Yes. Maybe being someone, it's like a gift from a God. Yes, being a good teacher, being a good dentist, being, I don't know, a good driver. It's like a gift from God.
Okay, that's it. Okay, guys. Okay, come on. You're welcome. But okay, let's try to round up a little bit. But you're welcome. Come on.
Let's make in this way. If we delete the profession teacher, what we got?
What will we have?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
if we delete
any kind of jobs.
Okay, if there was no teacher of profession, so there wouldn't be any good specialists at all. Well, people will maybe try to teach themselves, you know. Well, I guess that there would be a group of people who would try to learn on their own, and they will become teachers, and they'll teach others to do that or that stuff. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for this very interesting discussion. It was really interesting. We haven't finished the exercise, but I hope you will do that at home. It's not difficult, but for now, it's easy. As you can see, the sentences were rather easy, but it is not the last class dedicated to this very topic. I will try to make up some sentences that would be more difficult, but when speaking, I'd like to ask you, please try to control the word order in the English sentence. Don't forget about strict rules according to which you should make up sentences. And, well, thanks a lot for this really, once again, thanks a lot for this really interesting discussion. Sorry?
Thanks a lot for your lesson.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for coming, Siva. Nice to meet you again, and you're welcome at my classes, and we will glad to see you again. So I wish you all to have a nice evening, sleep tight as well, and hope to see you next time. So bye for now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.